So today we are playing a game called HellForged. There is a demo of it on Steam, which I can prove. Which we got right here, depending on when you watch this. It is a survivor's-like. Basically, what we have to do is like most survivor-likes. It reminds me of a lot like Death Must Die, or Halls of Tournament, you would say. Where you run around, kill stuff, you can pick up loot and things of that nature, put it on your character. As you can see here, we can put this stuff on my character. My thing blocks some of it, but this is where you put your character, and then this is like the inventory of loot you pick up. Basically, any loot that you don't want, you would come here, you salvage it for currency, and then the ones that you do want, you would then use that currency to upgrade. And you just randomly get these things as you're progressing through the stage. We'll try tier 2. You can change the difficulty. I tried going up one difficulty and I got demolished. So we're going to keep it at where it's at. I know the first map, you just had to make it to the end. Like the time limit, which is 7 minutes, which I greatly enjoy. You just had to make it to the end in order to get to the next level. This level, I think you either have to find something that you're supposed to beat, or at the end it will spawn and then you have to go beat it. Because you can leave through the portal to leave early. Now you might ask why you would want to leave early. So when you pick stuff up, it comes into here. And then here's like your Tarkov butthole. So this is where you would save items that you want. So if you die, this you will get. If you die, anything here you'll lose. Unless you leave through the portal, and then you'll get everything. So basically, like I said, it's like Death Must Die. So you have to go around. I mean, you don't have to. But it's best to go around and get the altars that make you, increase your overall damage output. All damage. Let's go life regen cooldown. I don't think I've seen that. Oh, well, it all does say new. Let's go attack speed. Let's try some speed going. And then each one of these altars does something different, as you can tell. I think each shield above my health is like a block. So when I get hit, it won't take damage. I do believe that they refresh over time. I'm not for sure how long it takes. It almost seems like the first one refreshes faster than the consecutive second and third. I think these might be color coded for best. This looks like it's better than this one. I mean, just because, yeah, some people would say gold is better than purple, but this one's got like this little border going around. That makes me inside be like, it seems better. Like I always say, there's no reason to get crit damage if you don't have any crit. Another thing is as you kill stuff and break stuff open, you get money. And then you have to use that money to open up chests. That reminds me a lot of Mega Bonk. Overcharge damage. I'll explain what that is here in a minute. Dashing through creates a black hole. Let's do overcharge. So in this game, you do auto attack wherever your cursor is pointing. However, you have one ability, which is your right click, called overcharge, which you should only use when going up against like an elite, or if you're very much getting overpowered. And then once you press that, he starts attacking way harder, which I did. You'll see it's down here. This is the cooldown area for it. But it's best to only really use that when you're up against elite, unless you're like backs against the wall. Like this guy would be a good guy to use it on. However, he wasn't as hard as I remember. I'm like, the last time did I play this on the hardest difficulty, the harder of difficulties? Let's get health. I think it is such. Okay, so in order to get items in this game, they either one drop from elites, which is not an always situation, or you can break. That's not good. You can break these things open, and most of the time I find it within here. All right, now that we got my overcharge ability. So as you see, a staff dropped. Increase dash distance, don't care. Barrier is really good. I tried to get life regeneration once. Barrier is 1,000 times better. Increases way faster. A lot easier than health regen. And obviously with a barrier goes over your health. So you can get it even when you're at full health. Did I pick that up? Yeah, so here you see I have now picked up this item. And then once this is full, they'll start going down here. Common items are just good for breaking down. They are not good for much of anything else. Is this dash? When dashing. When I first read that, I thought it left a fire trail underneath you when you were just walking. For every 15 gold, drop food. Food gives you health. Think of floor chicken. At first, I didn't know fully what it meant. I just assumed that food... Who's this? I actually need that person. They have persistent upgrades. Well, I don't know if I showed the persistent upgrades. You're going to unlock more stuff, and then there's like a map that you can go through to unlock some extra stuff as well. We'll do experience gained. Once the level is over, there is a obelisk, one of those words, that you can go into. If you go into it, it takes you to the next level. So, but you get it. The good thing about it is you get to keep the abilities that you had in the level previously. So right now we're in tier 2, but there is a part where you could start tier 1, grab a bunch of abilities, and then come to tier 2. I think if you make the difficulty level spike, that's the way you're supposed to play it. Create flame walls. We'll do lightning. There's a lot of lightning damage. But right there, when you create that altar, those altars always do the same thing where they like spawn an elite, and then when you kill elite, obviously you're going to get something much better out of it. Does that help with lightning? That must be my dash. I was trying to figure out what that is. That is definitely my dash. The map shows... Okay, so there's challenges in this game. I have not beaten one challenge because the challenge is hard. It is a challenge. However, it's a time-based challenge. I thought I was overcharged. I'm not. I thought the challenge, like if I did the challenge, that I'd be fine. But since it's time-based, it makes it way harder. I can usually get 2 of them done. You can't dash through something to not get hit. You have to dash to the side. I thought you would have all the time. I can usually only do, because you have to do, you start the challenge and then it spawns 3 things that you have to beat. I can only ever beat 2 before the challenge ends. So I think it's just one of those things where maybe if you start tier 2 or 1 and then work your way up to 2, you would be much better at doing the challenge. Let me grab that loot. I do find it weird. I don't know if I had to step on that or actually had to grab it. I do know, I believe in Death Must Die, you actually have to like grab the loot. I don't know why it wouldn't just auto grab if that was the case. Active duration plus 2 seconds, we'll take it. While overcharged, deal more damage. The bad thing about putting all my shit into overcharge, obviously it only works when I'm overcharged. We're gonna have to like, do some shit in between. So I'm not doing challenges yet. Challenges just get me killed, so I refuse. When I first played this, I didn't really know what overcharge did. I knew it was ability. It's hard to like, when you're playing a game and it's like, you right click, you don't really know what's going on because there's so much going on that's attacking you that you don't know where to go. But I eventually realized that overcharge just overcharges your abilities. There's like a circle around you and you'll see it go down. And obviously when that hits 0, your overcharge is over. Creates a flame wall. Let's try... Are we already doing... We're doing electricity. I believe that curses people. I hope, because that's what I'm telling myself. So it makes them weaker so they take more damage. I need to look to see how much loot... Okay, so now I've never seen this before. Oh, that's the guy we picked up. He is one of my missions. I don't know if he's my main mission. Because I think my main mission is supposed to beat something at the very end. Knowledge is power. Let's try projectile count. I don't think that has any... There's floor chicken. I don't think the projectile count has anything to do with my lightning balls. It might be for something else. I refuse. I refuse to start the challenge. Old me says, please don't do it. You lose every time. Consider it's a challenge. Then that means I'm going to get my ass beat. We could do... No. I mean, I need to do damage. And our barrier so far is holding up. Breaking objects fires a missile. How often are we breaking stuff? Let's do one more projectile. I'm assuming projectile chance works for everything. There's a mini map up in the corner that you use to figure out where certain stuff is, like an altar. These sword crosses, they're challenges, and I've told you how I feel about that. These ones are boxes that you can spend gold to open, which I should be able to. That was awesome. I don't know what that actually did, but you can spend. Let me get rid of this guy. You can spend gold to open those boxes, which we should be able to open. We definitely, but every time you open a box, obviously it costs more. Crit hit chance, lightning damage. I don't think we have any crit hit chance, and I don't know if there's got to be like other people you can pick. However, since we just started playing, not the case. I'm gonna die. I couldn't, like I said, you can't like dash through that. You have to dash to the side, and considering this was blocking me and I was far from the other end, I was kind of screwed. But you see how the shield recharges as fast as it does? Health regen does not charge that fast at all. It's not even close. I like orbs. One more orb, please. It's weird to look over and not see like chat. Like someone chatting, and I just like fully have to just free ball it. But who knows? After this, maybe because I picked up that person off the floor, maybe that's a new character. I do know that in the map you have to do certain things for it to break open, but hopefully that just means it's a new character. 2 more? Don't mind if I do. We definitely don't have enough to open. I don't know what's doing that, but I like it. We definitely don't have enough to open up another chest. Because like I said, I think it doubles every time you open one, and we only have 77 coins, so not possible. Barrier capacity. So when it does, I'm trying to think if there's anything in this game that I haven't seen before, or if it's just adding mechanics from other games together. So far, I think it's just adding mechanics. Is there a spot? Okay, we gotta go this way. Do not exit out of the game. Last time I went to the exit and I failed to actually beat the level because that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go to this rift. However, the longer you're in here, the more of these people spawn. And last time I didn't have enough damage to do anything. However, I do like games. It's crit damage. I don't do crit. Can I reroll? Is that a thing? No? Probably not at the moment. Spread chance it is. This just looks... I don't know if you need to stand in here or you need to kill. Defeat enemies inside the rift to fill its progress bar before it runs out. Gotcha. I don't know what the... I always only read the first line. It's almost like there's a time limit in my head when it comes to reading. And if I can't read it all before that time limit hits, I just hit the skip button. You think maybe it would teach me to read faster, but it is not the case. But I like I said, I like games where you have to like put loot on yourself, like Diablo type, Path of Exile type games. Even though I don't, the ARPG, the only one I like is Path of Exile 2. I don't like the first one, and I don't like Diablo. But the thought of putting loot on your person, it excites me for some odd reason. Lightning damage, of course. This is almost done. Cool. I think we have cleared it. I think we can officially leave now. All right. There's gas coming. I never even knew that that was a thing. It's like PUBG. It's making me leave. That's fine. I'm cool with that. Try to see if we can break some shit along the way so we can actually grab more loot. I want to see what's in there. I don't think the gas is going to reach us quick enough. You do have to wait like half a second when you hit the obelisk. No, that's when you try to like take the other one, I think. Yeah, we're good. That's when you try to take the other one, you have to like wait a minute. That's actually got me killed before. We can exit out whenever we want. Let's go to stage. Let's see how the next stage gets us. Let's play it out. Summon and defeat the necromancer. That I can do. It looks like you can summon his ass right away. Is there a time limit? I feel like it's got to be dangerous to summon the guy right off the bat. What is this? Charges in 7 minutes. So like the time it takes to beat the level? I guess it's another one of those things you have to beat before the round's over. Let me go get the shrines. Like I said, making this person come to life right at this moment does not sound like a good idea, and that I should try to do my best to get as many upgrades as possible. It also seems that the price amount carries over to the next one. While overcharge is active, abilities, aggressive charm, more damage, speed, and size. Sounds way cooler. The thing about those bow people, those skeleton bows, if you try to chase them down, they just like kite the shit out of you. So you would have to dash toward them to do damage and hope that you like land a hit. Necro damage. And so you would just have to hope you hit him. So I just pretty much let the guy live for the most part. Unless he ends up going the wrong direction. Alright, we're going to let that be for now. This does have another boss in it. I'm assuming the necromancer is not a good thing. Because it does say summon and defeat. Okay, yeah. So the necromancer is definitely not a good guy. Not on our team. So we'll keep that in mind. I forgot. If I've been using overcharge recently, it's not really because I remembered that it exists. So we need 213. So we want to wrap this way. What's the other? Oh yeah, we got to summon people so we can get better abilities. At some point, our abilities have got to max out because you have to unlock more abilities, which I have not done. So there has to be a point at which we collect too much stuff. And due to that, it won't give us anything else. So, you know, in like Vampire Survivors, if you collect too much stuff, they end up just giving you cash. Something like that. I'm assuming that's what's going to happen. At some point, they'll just give me cash instead. Well, what do we want? Damage to all? Or break? I feel like we do break stuff a lot. However, we're not going down that route. I refuse. My brain keeps it going. Do the challenge. Do the challenge. No. It's like, dude, you got abilities now. Do the challenge. I refuse. We'll try to see if we can beat some of these flame tests. Is the boss coming? We do have a boss coming soon, so we got a plan for that as well. I say, okay, we go over here to this thing like we're going to open it. I keep thinking you can break those. You cannot. We'll go over here so we're close to creating another elite. Well, that's actually going to be dangerous. I was thinking about popping the elite once the boss shows, like after we kill the boss. However, my cooldown for overcharge will not be ready to go. And I kind of need that to fight an elite. I'm not really sure how much damage I do outside of not having my overcharge. So the question is, do I fight this person? And the answer is, of course. We'll see how much damage I do. Yes, this is what I'm talking about. Overcharge, you do like that. This is just an elite. We just got done beating the boss's ass. So overcharge, we did put a lot of points into overcharge, to be serious. I only have one dodge. We need to keep that in mind. Whereas overcharge is still at like 75%. But you can see the big difference that overcharge makes. Flame? Flame on? See what I'm saying? So soon we're going to be running out of choices. Use overcharge freezes all enemies around you, which obviously doesn't sound bad, but... Okay, so... The question now is, do we wake up the necromancer? I say we do. We do have our overcharge. I'm going to assume that one overcharge is not going to kill him. Orb size and speed. Let's do burn damage. I have to pick it because, you know, it's orange and everything. What is this? Is this the necromancer? Let the summoning begin. What happens if I'm afraid? It's because, like, when I try to do the challenge, I lose. So I feel like I shouldn't. Like, at least at first. Maybe, like, off the rip, let's just try to do a lesser offering. How about we beat the lesser, and then we'll go from there. That sounds like a play. Okay, go. Don't run away from me, sir. I don't think we're doing a lot of damage. Kind sir. He's just like the bow guy. He just runs like a coward. F this guy. How long? So we're halfway on overcharge. We're definitely going to need overcharge to beat this guy. Charge! He's like slowing me down too. I can't move. Collect range. Who cares? Crit hit damage. Somewhere it's got to tell me what my percentages are here. Do we have any crit to begin with? We got, oh, we can go Thorn build. We all know how I feel about that. Second place to Poison build. There's so much shit here. Oh, there it was. I saw it. Crit chance. Oh, we have 10%. I don't know if I picked crit. Okay, I gotta watch out here. Do I have it yet? I don't. There's just too much shit, dude. This is a big problem. We somehow did some damage. Okay, Necro. I don't know if we can beat him, though. He's a beast. Catch him up. It also doesn't help that he, like, withers me. I need my balls back. Dude, I tried to, like, stop and before he hit me with his, like, slow. Because that shit sucks. More damage? That must be, that has to be lightning. I'm, like, hoping that it is. He's stopping me from leaving. I prefer it that way. We're almost overcharged. Please do a lot of damage. Why does it say kill? Is he a loot goblin? What's going on? There could be the off chance that that could be like one of those things where, like, when time blows up, he blows up and then does massive amount of damage. So it's definitely a good call to kill it. I'm glad that he thought we were in here with him. He's in here with me. The corner is not his friend. Stop. Help me. There we go. Nice. I didn't think it was going to go that well up until he got into the corner and he couldn't run. It turns out his big plan to trap me was actually a bigger plan to trap himself. What an idiot. All right, let's see if we can beat this guy. Lightning damage. Let's go ahead and summon this guy in. Looks like he has 2 abilities. He kills me, but the summon Necro can't. Okay, well, at least I'm happy to... Who's this guy? Who's this guy watching me? Hit me from behind. Alright, well, we don't have any more abilities to pick up. I think we're just waiting for it to survive until the obelisk gets charged, which is very doable. Now it's funny that I haven't actually picked up that many items. Well, okay, I'm glad we looked. I'm glad we looked. That way I wouldn't have lost my legendary item that I just won from the necromancer. But the good news is, if I did lose it, I wouldn't have remembered that I lost it, so I wouldn't have been that heartbroken. But good thing we did look, so that did not happen to me. Might as well go pick up this other thing. I'm not doing a challenge. I'm not going to do it. I'll ruin this whole run if I did this challenge. So I refuse. Even though I'm like, dude, do you really have anything to lose? I mean, we're going to get out with the boss item. So what's the bad part? But I refuse. We at least just let's lock in a win, and then from there, then we can start doing dumb shit. Where is the? I'm not for sure if it shows you where the Abyss thing is. Burning starts with 1 stat crit chance, so that should put us up to 16, right? If I can count correctly. Crit chance, that it does. Okay. He doesn't look like the kind of guy who would start off with 10% crit, which would make me think that I picked it, but I'm like, I'm not the kind of person who would pick crit. Not really, like right off the bat, or with somebody who looks like they're more on the tanky side of things and not like someone like a rogue or a bow person. We're going to do speed and crit, but I'm starting to think maybe he just started with 10%. Attack speed, ability cast for elites, add projectiles. Elites no longer exist anymore. I don't think gold is going to have a purpose outside of us just in the level. I think outside the level it doesn't do anything. Let's do burn. Probably should have did the orange one. I'm just not used to orange being better than, or purple being better than orange. But like I said, it has that cool border, so if purple is worse than orange, they did a bad job of making you think that that's not the case. I feel like the fancier the thing looks in artwork ways. Wait, okay, so where's the... It's over, right? Oh, we got one more second. Nice. Let's put that, just in case. Let's put that in there. I don't need that. Is there anything else? I'm just missing a ring. What the hell is this? A talisman. Where's the... Okay, it's up this way. Why there another... Hang on. There's another thing that opened up here. Let's try not to take too much damage, please. Oh, that's just show... Okay, that's my barrier, and my health bar is showing underneath. I thought once I lost that, I was dead. Whew. Okay, anyways. Orb size. Let's go light this thing on fire. Slay enemies inside the rift. Oh, there's actually a time limit. I don't know if that's a close the rift like this time limit or that's a gas time limit. It's probably the time limit to when the gas starts pushing in. But it looks like we're easily killing people, so that problem should be fixing itself. The question is I need to go back to the base so that I don't lose the things I have. Wait, did we do it? I think we did it. Okay. I was too busy painting. I was too busy thinking about... It's weird. You think that if you could go from one tier to the next, like when you go into the Bliss and it asks you if you want to go up a floor, you think they would have an option to where you could like drop some stuff off. Maybe you couldn't drop everything off, but maybe drop like one off at least. Like in Tarkov, when you go from one place to the next. When you go from one place to the next, you usually can like pay to have some of your shit dropped off. Did I leave through the abyss? Wait, if I pick, okay, maybe I'm just confused. Maybe in tier 1 you only go 1 level, in tier 2 you go two levels. Maybe that's what happened. Okay, that would make more sense. What does this guy want? Does this mean I can be a... Oh, I am a paladin. I was like, can I be a paladin?
But the dead do not return unchanged.
I'm assuming you can now be a different person. That would make sense for the whole bomb fire thing that's got going on. Okay, well, why you chit chat? Obviously, this has... I was like, obviously, it hasn't become invulnerable after dashing. Which is probably what makes it so much better. Projectile count goes down. I mean, but it's orange. But it's got to be good. I refuse to believe anything else. Didn't we have a different ring? Attack speed, projectile count, or oval cool. I don't care that much. So let's break most of this other crap that I have. I don't want to break. If I do this, let's just say all, and then what if I move that over? We'll move that over. And then everything else, just get rid of it. And then can I upgrade this? That actually might be, because the other item I had was fully upgraded. So maybe that's the reason why it was slightly better. But if I fully upgrade this one, it'll be better. So we need these shards. I'm assuming you have to break these type of items down to get these shards. We broke the old one, didn't we? But I'm sure now it's better. Because was the other one at 10% projectile? I can't remember. But this has got to be better now. You can. And now you can be a mage if you want. That's cool. And then from the looks of it, it doesn't seem like you have a stash. So that means you would have to start at the beginning when it comes to like clothing wise. That's cool. And so we'll claim this. There's a map. Reward achievements. Is it, what am I missing? Oh, I thought they were all on the same page. Touche. I thought this was just like, the summary was like an all page. There's one other thing. So this is where you pick abilities. You use that purple stuff to unlock other things. There's a map somewhere. It must be up here. This is a map. And then we can go, so by picking that chick's soul up, we're now able to do whatever this is. Allows you to store items in your stash from storage. Is this so you can like, so I'm guessing this is how you would go about giving your other people items. And since we beat that one, this should be unlocked. How do we go this route? Unlocks the internal tree. Make your character more powerful on the giant progression tree. Is that this? I don't know what that means. Aren't we already doing that? Gold loot goblins can appear during your run. How do we like work our way? Spend more gold. That makes sense. After this opens, capture a rift, pick up the eternal seed it drops, and then plant it. So they want me to do another rift, and this time it'll drop something. So best to go like into that. However, that's all the time we got. Why is this? Why does it have that for? Is it just trying to tell me that that's available? That's what I'm going to take that as. But that is all the time we got for, what is this? HellForged? How we have HellForged? Just a little tiny shout out to myself. Below, there is a link to my Discord that you can join where we find good demos. Put them in here so that you can easily play them yourself. Play test happens all the time. Games on sale. This is real deals. The game we were playing yesterday, 50 cents. So anytime I find a really good deal, push that in here so that you too can play those games for super cheap. If that is something you like, Discord link profile. I am out of here though. Peace out, everybody.